Welcome to my channel, The Historic State. In the darkest hours of World War II, as Nazi Germany cast its long, terrifying shadow across Europe, heroism didn't always wear a uniform or carry a rifle. It often hid in plain sight, in the most unexpected places, concealed behind a gentle smile or an ordinary life. Today, we journey deep into the shadows, to uncover the astonishing story of the secret female spies and resistance fighters who built a vast, life-saving, underground railroad beneath the very noses of the Third Reich. They were hairdressers, students, mothers. They were also the most dangerous women the Nazis ever faced. Their courage was boundless, their sacrifices immeasurable, and their stories, until now, largely untold. NNTHE year is 1942. Paris, once the vibrant city of lights, now lives under the grim, suffocating occupation of Nazi Germany. Swastika banners hang like wounds from historic buildings. The clatter of German jackboots echoes on cobblestone streets, and fear is a constant, unwelcome companion. But beneath this surface of submission, a silent, ferocious war is being fought. Allied airmen, shot down over occupied territory, are hunted like animals, desperately needing to escape. Jewish families, targeted for extermination, pray for a miracle that seems impossible. And a vast, intricate network of brave individuals rises to meet this desperate challenge. An underground railroad leading to freedom. At its very heart were women. Women like Marie Dubois. Marie Dubois was a university student, just 22 years old when the war shattered her world. Before the occupation, her biggest worries were exams and what dress to wear to the next dance. Her father, a gentle bookseller, had filled her world with stories of French glory, while her mother, a musician, had taught her the beauty of harmony. But when her city fell, when she saw Jewish friends disappear in the middle of the night and witnessed the systematic oppression, something inside her ignited. The harmony of her world was broken. She couldn't stand by. Like countless other women across France, Belgium, and the Netherlands, she was recruited into the burgeoning resistance movement. These women were chosen for their perceived invisibility. Who would suspect a mother pushing a pram, a student with books, or a hairdresser gossiping with her clients? Their lives were mundane on the surface, but beneath, they were masters of deception, their minds sharper and more resilient than any weapon. Their roles were incredibly diverse, each fraught with unimaginable peril. Simone, a quiet widow in Normandy, became a safe housekeeper, sheltering downed Allied pilots in her tiny attic, nursing their wounds and sharing her meager rations. Lena, a baker in Brussels whose shop was a stone's throw from a Gestapo headquarters, baked coded messages detailing troop movements into her bread, passing vital intelligence to contacts disguised as customers. Isabel, a young art student with a steady hand, became a master forger, creating flawless identification papers in a hidden cellar, transforming hunted Jews and escaped soldiers into anonymous civilians, giving them a chance to live. They gathered intelligence, sabotaged supply lines, and, most crucially, created the elaborate escape routes of the Underground Railroad. This network stretched from the battlefields of rural France to safe houses in bustling cities, across treacherous mountain passes, and ultimately to the hope of neutral Spain or Britain. Every false move, every whispered word out of place, meant capture, torture by the notorious Gestapo, and certain death. The constant pressure was immense. Nazi patrols were everywhere, informants lurked in every corner. And the Gestapo, led by ruthless men like Captain Klaus Richter, was always closing in. Richter was known for his uncanny ability to see through deception, and he had a particular disdain for the idea of female resistance, making him all the more dangerous. Marie herself faced countless close calls. Once, Richter, suspicious of her calm demeanor, questioned her for a grueling hour in a crowded cafe, trying to catch her in a lie. Her heart pounded like a drum against her ribs, but her face remained a mask of polite indifference, her answers flawless. She learned to hide fear so deeply that even she sometimes wondered if it was still there. Many of her comrades were caught. Their names, often whispered in hushed, sorrowful tones, became cautionary tales, their brutal fates, a stark reminder of the cost of defiance. Yet they never gave up. NNTHE ultimate breaking point for many came not from physical torture, but from the realization that their network was compromised. Lina, the brave baker from Brussels, was betrayed by an informant. She was caught in a brutal ambush outside her shop, with Richter himself overseeing the arrest. Her last defiant act was to subtly crush a small coded note hidden in her hand, a final act of protection for her comrades. Her capture sent shockwaves of grief and fear through the network, but it also hardened their resolve. For these women, failure wasn't an option, because failure meant death for countless others who depended on them. They understood the stakes better than anyone, yet they never broke. Even after a comrade was captured, or a mission failed, their response was never anger or despair, but a quiet, dignified resolve that was both terrifying and inspiring. Marie, after Lina's capture, didn't shed a tear. Instead, she took on Lina's most dangerous route, personally guiding a critically important scientist and his family to the Spanish border. Her composure, her unyielding spirit in the face of such overwhelming odds, became their silent weapon. It was a strength that confused and infuriated their captors, who expected screams and pleas, not unbreakable silence. As the tide of war eventually turned, and Allied forces liberated occupied Europe, these women didn't seek parades or medals. They had fought a war in the shadows, and in the shadows many chose to remain. They simply faded back into their ordinary lives, their heroic deeds known only to a precious few. Their work ensured the safe passage of thousands of downed airmen, provided invaluable intelligence that shortened the war, and facilitated the survival of countless Jewish individuals who would have otherwise perished. The official histories often focused on the grand battles and the male combatants, largely overlooked their crucial, clandestine contributions. Their sacrifices remained hidden, often by their own choice, to protect their families from post-war retaliation, or simply because they believed they were just doing what was right, not what was glorious. The stories of these extraordinary women, the secret female spies who ran the World War II Underground Railroad, are a powerful testament to the true meaning of heroism. They remind us that courage often thrives in the shadows, where ordinary people, driven by an unshakable moral compass, achieve the extraordinary. Their strength wasn't in brute force, but in intellect, deception, and an unbreakable spirit. Their honor was earned in every whispered code, every hidden life, every daring escape. They were not just witnesses to history, they actively shaped it, ensuring that justice, even in the darkest of times, would find a way to the light. Thank you for watching The Historic State. If this untold story of fierce courage and quiet resistance moved you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because here we bring you the hidden chapters of courage, sacrifice, and the incredible individuals who truly define our shared history.